In this video, we will show you how to replace your electronic throttle body on this GMC Acadia with a 3.6-liter engine. This will be located right along the front of your engine. Let's get into it. Before we start this procedure, it's important to note that you're going to have to complete a relearn procedure for the throttle body replacement in the end. It's best to have a scan tool for this. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. The first thing we need to do is make sure we remove as much of the debris from along the top of the engine as possible here. I'm going to use some compressed air. We don't want any miscellaneous things to fall inside of the engine in any way. With the area cleaned down as well as possible, we can continue on with removing our air inlet tube. That's going to be located in between the air filter housing here and your throttle body assembly. To start removing this, we'll start with the clamps. You're going to have two of them. One here, one right there. We'll use an 8mm or a flathead screwdriver to loosen these. Moving over to the other side along the front of the engine here, we have a 10mm headed mounting bolt to remove. This is a captured bolt. We're essentially loosening it, but it will not come out of place. Making our way back here, go ahead and take hold of this hose. We're going to give it a wiggle and slide it away from its rubber grommet. You can see it sliding out of there. A quick inspection to make sure everything's soft and pliable, not torn, worn, or damaged, and of course this plastic portion isn't damaged. We'll continue making our way towards the passenger side rear here. To disconnect this, it has a locking tab. It's right underneath this area. You just want to carefully press that in, and you should be able to pull this right on out of place. You can use your fingers for this typically. Set that aside. Continuing from here, we're going to lift this up, but we also have to pay attention along this area, separating this tube from our air filter housing and our throttle body. A quick inspection and we'll set that aside. At this point, we can start removing the throttle body from the area. To remove the throttle body, we're going to start with the electrical connector. You can see it right out in the open. It has a gray locking tab. You just want to carefully start pressing that away towards the wiring here. After that, we're going to press down on the lock, and we should be able to pull this out of place. A quick inspection for corrosion, and we'll set it aside. Continuing from here, we have four 10mm headed mounting bolts, one on each corner of the throttle body. Inspect your mounting hardware as you continue, replace it as necessary. Let's get this one down here. Now our final two. We'll hold onto the throttle body as we finish removing this mounting bolt. There it is, friend. Before we install our throttle body, clean and inspect the mounting area and the seal. As far as the seal, you do want to make sure it's still soft and pliable, not worn, torn, or damaged in any way. If it looks like it has to be replaced, go ahead and pull it right out of there, replace it with a brand new one. Make sure you inspect the inside port here to ensure nothing has fallen inside, and we can continue on with our installation. Let's install our throttle body in here. To do this, we're going to start in all four of our 10mm headed mounting bolts. Once they're all started in, we'll lightly bottom them out and we'll torque them to manufacturer's specification. The torque for these bolts is 89 inch-pounds. Let's connect our electrical connector here. Press it in, listen for a click, we'll give it a light tug to make sure it's secured and lock it in. Now we can install our air intake system here. When we go to put this in position, we want to make sure we align our mounting points. We do have 2 rubber grommets, and we also have the area for that mounting bolt. When bringing this in position, the rubber grommets will sit on each of these 2 locating tabs here. The mounting bolt will go into its port, but before we start aligning that, we need to take the tube and get it in place on the air filter housing and the throttle body. Start bringing this down. I'm going to slide it onto the throttle body. When you're sliding it into position, you need to make sure it's completely seated, all the way in the proper position, and then you want to tighten the clamp. Okay, right there is where it wanted to bottom out. We'll just take it a tiny bit further. Double check, make sure that's secured. Same thing for the other clamp. Make sure it's completely bottomed out against your throttle body. Tighten the clamp. Now we can align this. We'll press it in along the back side and install our mounting bolts across the front. Now that it's aligned, I'm going to tap on the back here. That should press it into the proper position. Start in the 10mm bolt by hand and snug it up. Bottomed out, nice and snug. Confirm everything's properly secured. We'll make our way along the back side. Let's get this aligned. Press it in, give it a wiggle, make sure that's properly secured. Continue on towards the passenger side. Okay, friend, we finished the installation of our throttle body. The next thing you have to do is complete the relearn procedure using an automotive scan tool. After that, go ahead and start up the vehicle, let it run for a short while, make sure you have no check engine light, no running condition, and take your vehicle for a road test. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.